our so many things in our daily network and other kind of stuff. Okay, at least you are concentrate on this one. Understand this, you will get lot of understanding. Small office, home office. It means in our home we have a network support. Even if you have a small office setup. Okay, so how the network connectivity is there? What are the devices we use? Instead of that devices, what device we are actually using? So this is what I'm trying to say. The small office, home office setup. Okay. So here I'm going to draw once again the big draw again. So as I said, to connect network, as I said, so we create a network. So first of all, we'll try to create some network. Okay. So I have a server. Think like you have a server in your home, or maybe a desktop in your home, laptops, not the devices like you have some desktops in your home. Laptop and mobile, I will put it separately. Okay. Of course, if you have a laptop also. Okay. So this is a simple local area network, a LAN area network. Simple. I have a switch or a hub. I connect the devices to communicate each other. To communicate each other. So, for example, this is a server. If in case office having a server here, I have a PC. Okay, computers are there. So are connected, so they can communicate each other. Simple LAN network, and it is our intranet network. Now, in our office, I have a wireless devices. I have a wireless devices. So what I have done, so I have wireless devices like a laptops, mobile phones are generally wireless devices. So they do not have a connectivity, so they will connect wirelessly. For example, this is my laptop. This is my mobile phone. Okay. And this is wireless access point. Here what we use, I use hub or a switch. Both are look like a similar devices only, but little functionality different. And this is wireless access point. So through wireless access point, we can connect devices wirelessly because laptops having built-in Wi-Fi, mobile phone having built-in Wi-Fi, you can simply say WLAN. This is a WLAN, wireless LAN, wireless LAN. This is LAN and this is WLAN, wireless LAN. You want to make a communication between this wireless LAN and a LAN, what to do? Simple. Connect it. Okay. Connect them. So both can able to communicate. Means you can communicate from your wired devices to wireless devices by connecting simple our wired switch to wireless access point. So this is still private network. Either LAN or WLAN, you are in the private network. We cannot access any kind of internet. To want to get a internet, what we need a modem. What we need a modem to connect internet. What we need a modem to connect internet. This modem is connected to ISP, Internet Service Provider. ISP, Internet Service Provider. How to connect? Using nowadays fiber optical cables. Nowadays fiber optical cables. You use BSNL or ACT, Airtel, Jio, all are nowadays the backend now direct fiber optical cables. In old days, Airtel, BSNL uses telephone type of cables. If you go to any some places, still BSNL network runs with the telephone net cables, old telephone cables or fiber optical cables. They'll connect your modem to internet service provider. Okay. So what is modem? Modulator and demodulator, which connects your network to internet service provider. Guys, this is separate network because that is a network between your modem to ISP. But inside you have a private network, your LAN network. Outside is a public network. So how to communicate from one side of network to other network? This is separate network. This is separate network. Up to here, different network. This is up to here, different network. This is different network. How to connect? So connect like this. So we need a device called a router. What is this router? Internetworking device. What is internetworking? Communication between different networks. So this is a one kind of network. The outside is another kind of network. Okay. So these two different networks, to make a communication between different networks, we need a router. This is one kind of network. This is another kind of. Okay. So these are the devices need and how we got internet. So from ISP to modem, modem to router, router to your switch or and your wireless access point. You can use wireless access point or you can use switch or you can use both. Okay, we have all our wireless devices use wireless access point. You have some are wired devices, some are wireless access, so some are wireless. What you use both the things, right? So how your internet comes? Your internet is from your ISP to the modem and modem to router, from router to your switch or a wireless access point, and both will get it. So then we can able to get connected to internet. We can able to access internet. So this is our setup. But have you seen any of these devices in your home or office? Anyone?
No, sir.
Right? So what we have seen? Simple, you have a home or a small office. You have a wireless router, right? And there is a connectivity. Of course, there is a either fiber optical cable connectivity or some LAN connectivity going outside, which is going to be connected to our ISP that we don't see, but there is a wire going outside. It is go finally to the ISP. And in case you have a desktop, if in case you have a desktop, you can connect to the desktop with a wire like this. Some LAN wire is there. We can connect it. And mostly we are having mobile phones and laptops. We connect wirelessly. Connect wireless, right? If you
Sir,
have a
what is this
PC,
ISP?
ISP, Internet Service Provider, Airtel provide internet, Jio internet, BSNL, ACT, these are all internet service providers. They will provide internet service to you because internet is not owned by any organization and no one having their own internet. So they have a shared, they have an investment on internet, kind of stuff. Okay, so these are all provided, U Broadband, Ticona, HCL. Okay, these are all also providing internet service providers. So you want to get internet to your home, like wide network. So, okay, home. Now we are using mobile internet. Now everybody is almost all for our daily, both in home or outside, we are using mobile internet. Even that is also provided by someone, right? Your mobile service provider, Airtel, Jio is giving you internet service over the mobile data. Okay. Same way, these are also internet service providers provide internet. You are connected to them by subscription. You're connecting to them, so you can able to get internet. Very good. So mobile devices or laptops connected to our Wi-Fi router. So we're getting a internet directly. This is what happens in generally in nowadays. But reality, these are all the devices required to connect. But how it is there, I will tell you. See, once again, that part I will tell. So, for example, sorry, not example. Again, the devices, hub or a switch are wide devices to connect the devices in a LAN network. It will create a LAN network. So what is the LAN? It is private network, intranet network. Wireless access point. Wireless access point is a device to connect devices wirelessly. To connect devices wirelessly. That type of network we call it as a WLAN, wireless LAN. What is WLAN? Wireless LAN. So these are similar network, means same kind of network. Same private network, LAN or WLAN, private network, wired or wirelessly are connected. It is private network, intranet only. But when you are want to communicate outside of your network to internet or maybe different network you want to communicate, we need a internetworking device. So we need a router to make a connection between your internal network to outside of your network. So it works for both LAN and WAN. Next device is modem. The router is connected to the modem. Modem connected to ISP, connecting to internet through telephone cables or a fiber optical cables. You need internet, you have a geo internet services, or you have a Airtel internet services, you have a ACT internet services, Hathway internet, U broadband internet services. What they will do, so from their our modem in our home modem is connected to their services providers. Okay, their routers. So then once your connection is there, okay, you can able to get it. So not only a physical connectivity, so every connector I want to connect, I have username and password. So that password, username and password, using that one, modem established the connectivity between our home network to internet, to the internet service provider. Of course, as you asked and you told, we didn't see these individual components in our home or offices. We have seen home Wi-Fi router. There is a Wi-Fi router, right? Home Wi-Fi router like this. Okay, the symbol is like this, and so many other pictures also there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Home Wi-Fi router. This is a Wi-Fi router we have seen in most of our kind of stuff. Even for a Geo, Okay. This is data that cards. Okay. This is Geo Wi-Fi router kind of stuff. The new one is also there. It's not a new one. This is D-Link Wi-Fi router. Where is Geo? This is Geo Air. I don't prefer Geo Air because I have seen a lot of them. Okay, there's so many other Wi-Fi routers, Airtel routers are there. So what is this? Exactly, what is our home Wi-Fi router? Okay, this home Wi-Fi router have a built-in modem. Our Wi-Fi routers having a built-in modem, built-in router, built-in wireless access point, built-in hub wireless switch. Simple. What it is contains. I want to connect wire-wise. So if you check the Wi-Fi routers at home, there is a backside LAN ports are there to connect any PC or further switch you want to connect. You can connect it to any physical switch. In our offices, you have laptops, desktops, some IP telephones are there. So what they will do, uh, they'll connect this wireless router to a switch from this LAN port to this LAN port. From here, they will connect devices. If you have multiple devices, like a 10, 20 devices, you can connect like this also. So everybody will get internet. Okay. And wirelessly, you can connect your mobile phones, laptops, or any wireless devices, you can connect wirelessly. So you are connecting to internet. It means your own Wi-Fi route is what we are using, that built-in modem, built-in router, built-in wireless access point, built-in hub array switch is there. Okay, that's why you cannot see everything. And it is a default gateway. What is a default gateway? Guys, when you are trying to communicate outside of your network, you want to try to communicate from here to outside of your network. So you want to access gmail.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. So you have to go outside of your network. You have to go outside of network. So what is your network limit? This is your network. This is your LAN. This is outside of network. This is outside of network. This is inside of your network. When you go outside of the network, you should go to the gateway. For example, you're sitting in a room. You have to go outside. How you go? You open the door and you go outside, right? So like it. So there is a gateway to go outside of your network called a default gateway. Default gateway. So your router act like a default gateway. Your Wi-Fi router act like a default gateway. And you are using to connect and communicate in the network, we need an IP address. Okay, we need a IP address to communicate in the network. So I am having a laptop, so I can able to communicate. I can able to open a website. I can able to communicate to my mobile phone. I can able to share my files. Okay, I can able to print to the shared printer. So I can able to communicate. To communicate, we need a connectivity and we need a IP address. But how you get an IP address? From DHCP server. Of course, to get an IP address, we need a DHCP server. Your Wi-Fi router is act like a DHCP server, and your Wi-Fi router act like a DNS server. Okay, so that's why all these things is done with a single component. Okay, your hub switch, wireless access point, router, and modem integrated into one single item only, one single thing only. Okay. Um, so this is a D-Link Wi-Fi router, just for example. Okay. So I need a backside connection. See it is, if you see this connection, the blue one is WAN connectivity from ISP wire. This is LAN connectivity. Yellow one is LAN connectivities. This is the power connection. And these antennas represent automatically for wireless connectivities. The LED status indicates the connection status. Wireless, wired, internet connection status indication is here. Okay. And you want to go to the setup. Okay. So you can see here it is, there is a laptop and here is a more router symbol and internet. So from your laptop to your router connection is there. That's it is check mark. And no internet. No internet. Okay. So see, there is a two parts of configuration is there, guys. If you really know, like you can go to search some YouTube videos. So your Wi-Fi router configuration, D-Link or TP-Link, how to configure. Okay, so check that videos, you will understand better. Already I said your Wi-Fi router having a modem. What is the purpose of modem? To connect ISP. How you connect? You need a username and a password. So in your Wi-Fi router, in a modem part, or another name is WAN part. Okay, modem part or WAN connectivity part. You will mention about a username, password, the way of connectivity, connection type. For example, dynamic, static, PPPoE, PVC. Okay, so different ways of connectivity to our ISP is there. Depends upon our ISP. Okay, we'll choose what type of connectivity. So I will try to search that one. Yeah, here it is. This is the WAN setup. Connection type PPPoE, DHCP, static. Which type of things? You can see here it is. Network cable, modem. This is good configuration. Yeah, you can also see WAN connection type. Okay. And also password, username, password. See how to give. Somewhere it will be there. Setup. Yeah, this is a good picture. I told you now there is a set of videos are there. You can try. I will increase the size. Size increase is not working. Okay, anyway. Later I will delete. I will tell separately this one. This one we can do in a clicker. You can see WAN connectivity, connection type, username and password. Like you have subscription of Airtel. What is the connection type? You subscribe, so Airtel will give you username and password. You enter username and password. Okay. So first one is WAN connectivity, which is modem connection. Second, you should connect your devices wirelessly, right? For connecting your mobile and phone and all, so you have to set up your SSID. Means wireless setup is required. Wireless setup, SSID and password, or you can say key. What is SSID? Your Wi-Fi name. I want to connect internet. So different names are there, right? So can you see these names? This our SSID, Wi-Fi name. What is this? When you are trying to connect, first of all, you open your mobile phone. You turn on your Wi-Fi and it will list different names. So find out which name is yours. Which name is yours. Then you click it and you enter the password, right? So that password is mentioned. So your wireless setup is this. First one is you have to connect ISP, means type of connectivity, username, username and password. Second one is you have to connect to the Wi-Fi. So you need a SSID, and configuring a SSID means your Wi-Fi name and the password are a key. So can you see SSID, quality diary, PE education, P education is a password for this one. Okay. Next one is, guys, understand WAN and username and password. Like this is also same thing. So connection name, username, password for a WAN connectivity and Wi-Fi connectivity. Sometimes some Wi-Fi's will comes with two bands, 2.4, 5.5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz. For that one, so this is the way it is. You have to do it. Guys, understand the setup? Static represents, you can give static configuration. So ISP will tell what is the static configuration. Guys, understand the setup, WAN
Yes,
setup,
sir.
and Wi-Fi setup. So next one is DHCP setup. What is DHCP? When you connect devices, either laptop or mobile, when you are connecting, so they need an IP address, right? You are connecting, but they need an IP address to communicate in the network, right? So we also mentioned what IP address ranges should be given to the connected devices. I connected to my Wi-Fi, wireless, my Wi-Fi router. So Wi-Fi router will give me an IP address. Once I connected, that will give me an IP address. So then I can able to communicate. So I got this IP address because of it is configured in my Wi-Fi router. So this is DHCP server connection. Okay. So this Wi-Fi, if possible, I will try to show you once again. And okay, so here it is. So I'll keep the image. So image is always help you to understand. Okay. So your Wi-Fi home router act like a modem, router, wireless access point, and ambient switches. So you need to buy all these devices for your home or small offices. And your Wi-Fi router is also act like a default gateway. What is a default gateway? To communicate outside of your network. Within the LAN, you don't require gateway. For example, you two people or five members sitting in a single room, they are talking each other, so don't require any gate, right? But they want to communicate outside of the room, they need a gate. So like that. So default gateway is DHCP server and DNS server also. To communicate in the network, what we need connectivity, IP address, and protocol. Three things are important. Guys, can you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anyway, 5-10 minutes, I will finish this part, small part. Okay. Power cut here, internet is gone. Okay, so here it is. I keep telling, but so suddenly forget. Yeah. Again, to communicate in the network, what we need connectivity. First, there is a connect. Wired or wireless connection is important. Next is IP address is required to communicate in the network. IP address is required. Means every device must have an IP address to communicate in the network. Protocols. What is the protocol? What type of communication you are doing? So are you doing web browsing? Are you doing some uploading a file? Are you sending and receiving a file mails? What type of communication? Are you connecting remotely using SSH or Telnet or using RDP? Are you monitoring your devices using centralized monitoring system using SNMP protocol? So like a different protocols for different types of communication. Different types of communication. Okay, different type communication, right? So not every communication means not a one type communication. So mail communication, web browsing communication is there. Okay, or maybe instant messaging communication is there. File upload, download message kind of communication is there. Sharing of files, folders, sharing of data, sharing files and file. Sharing of printer sharing, resource sharing, data sharing. Okay, so different protocols we use monitoring this different type of communications types are there. So how to define what type of communication it is a protocol. Okay, so this is you have to keep in three things mind: connectivity, IP address, and protocols and to communicate in the network. Again, we will assign or give IP address to your device. So this is a simple thing. So you have a device. Yeah, I have a laptop or mobile phone. So I want to communicate in the network. So first of all, connectivity and IP address, right? How can I get an IP address? So IP address is can be assigned manually or it can be assigned automatically. Assigned manually means I have to go to the settings. For example, I go to ncpa.cpl. So directly I'm going to network adapter settings. So there I can go to the adapter. So and I will assign IP address manually like this. I go to IPv4 properties, use following IP address. I can assign some IP address as per my network. If I have an idea what IP address I have to use, so I can assign that IP address and I will configure manually. If I have an idea, if I do not have an idea, so I cannot able to do it. Okay, so I'm assigning some IP address manually. This is manual assignment. So earlier no IP address, now there is some IP address. So I close it and open it again. See, I got some IP address here. How I got this IP address? Because I configured manually. If you see here, details, these IP addresses, I didn't configure. It came automatically. Who assigned this IP address to me? Is my DHCP server. Is assigned by DHCP server. It is automatically configured by DHCP server. I didn't assign, it is assigned by DHCP server. You can see here in the properties, IPv4 properties, obtain IP address automatically. The whatever the IP address is, it is should get automatically from the DHCP server. In my network, if I have a DHCP server, automatically I will get that IP address. Okay, so that's the point here. DHCP server will assign or configure, give IP address to our device automatically. To communicate in the network, you should know destination device IP address, of course. To communicate to anyone, you need a to communicate in the network. So what we need, you must know the destination IP address. For example, I know my destination IP address. Now we got the current. Okay. I know my destination IP address 192.168. 263.20. It is wrong address. My IP address is ipconfig. Okay, this is my IP address. Okay, this is my default gateway IP address. Okay, so for example, I'm pinging to my default gateway. Just for example. So I know my destination IP address. So I can able to communicate. For example, I try to ping to google.com, facebook.com. I try to open their web pages. I want to forward some information. Okay. For example, I want to go to facebook.com. Okay. So here it is. I don't know the facebook.com IP address. If I know the IP address, I will communicate with IP address. If I don't know the IP address, what will happen? So when I'm trying to communicate, the DHCP server helps you to give an IP address. You don't know IP address, but you try to communicate. So request automatically goes to DNS server. Sorry, it will request automatically go to DNS server. The DNS server will give you the IP address of the destination address. Okay. For example, I'm pinging www.google.com. So I'm trying to open www.google.com website in web browser. I try to open mail.google.com in the web browser. So I don't know the IP address. So what it will happen? The request go to the DNS server. The DNS server returns the IP address of your desired kind of stuff. So what is my DNS server? ipconfig / all. How to check what is your DNS server, DHCP server, and IP address and MAC address, everything. You want to get it, use the command ipconfig / all. See it is, this is my adapter. So this is my MAC address. Okay, this is my IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server address, and DNS server address. So this is a DNS server address, which actually means when you open something, you try to communicate to your destination with a name. So it will give you the IP address of it. So here it is, all communications by IP address. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. But you don't know the IP address of everyone, right? You don't know the IP address of everyone. So, for example, you open www.google.com or facebook.com, youtube.com in your web browser. Your system don't know IP address. You don't know IP address. Your system don't know IP address. What happened? System send a request to the DNS server and ask for the IP address of your destination. Okay, IP address of your destination. So DNS server returns the destination addresses, IP address of destination address. So then you can communicate with the IP address. So this is what I'm trying to see. So guys, what is a DHCP server? DHCP server assigns an IP address to the devices automatically. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. To communicate, you need a connectivity, IP address, and protocols. Without IP address, you can't communicate. You should have an IP address. Destination also, you should know the IP address. For destination also, you should know the IP address. You should have IP address, and for communicating to destination, that is also required IP address. How you get IP address? From DHCP server. You will DHCP server, from DHCP server, you will get an IP address. To communicate the
Sir, I
destination.
don't understand difference between DHCP and DNS.
Very good. That is good. Because I'm also keep talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. It will create a confusion. Very good. Thanks for asking, because I am also getting confused. Really, you understand that. Good. Okay. So these are my machines. These are my computers, laptops, mobile. Okay. These are all in the network. These are all in the network. All are connected. Things like there are all are connected. So they need an IP address to communicate, right? So you should configure or you should get an IP address. It should be assigned. Everybody should get an IP address. Split two parts. So how you get an IP address? Either manually or automatically. Automatically means from which server will give you IP address, assign an IP address.
DHCP.
Very good. DHCP. Simple guys to understand the difference. DHCP assign IP address to your device. That is yours. Okay. For example, you purchase a mobile, you purchase a SIM card. Who will give you the number to you? The number who will give? Service provider only, right? That is your phone number. You have your own phone number, right? First of all, I have my own phone number. You have your phone number. So who will give? Someone assigned from service provider. Same way, every device must have their own IP address. So my system IP address is this one. Who given? This server, DHCP server, given this IP address to my device. This is my IP address, my system IP address. Who is given? Given by DHCP server. It is assigned by our DHCP server. They automatically it will assign. Understand?
Yes.
Very. For example, you want to communicate to someone in your you want to call to your friend. You have to call to your friend, or maybe you are call to your father, mother. So earlier days, we can able to remember at least 4 or 5 phone numbers. Still, I can able to remember my parents' mobile number. Okay, so 924749073. Still, I can able to remember. So at least I can remember 4 or 5 phone numbers. Nowadays, almost all new phone numbers, it's very difficult to remember. Even my father phone number, my mother phone number, my sister phone number, 3 numbers. Even any time I can able to tell. But later on days, we got lot of things not required to remember it, because earlier we have to do some coin phones, normal keyboard mobile phones, right? So you should remember it. Now it is not required. So what we are doing now, we are already having a name. For example, for my father, dad, this is the phone number. Mom, this is the phone number. Sister, this is the phone number. Friends, this is the phone number. Oh, Revan sir, phone number. Charan sir, phone number. Okay. And obviously phone number. So like that. Okay. Chandana phone number. So what we are doing, we put a name and a phone number in your mobile phone contact list. Understand? You have a mobile phone contact list. In that one, you have a name and your phone number. So I want to call to someone. I want to call Afrid. Afrid this came on that. Not came. So I want to call to Manisha. So what I will do in my contact, open the contact, search Manisha, type. Is it call go to Manisha or Manisha's phone number? So I dial Manisha name with a name. Call goes to with name or number. Original dialing is number only. But who will give this number? Your contact list. Understand? It is not your number. It is someone's number you are stored in your contact list name and number. Same way, these DNS servers runs. It stores like a www.google.com. A big story is there, guys. I'm not telling total story, but what is this DNS server? So with a simple lines. So www.google.com, mail.google.com. Okay, and their server IP address. So these are all servers only. Facebook.com IP address. YouTube.com IP address. YouTube.com server IP address. Studio.youtube.com server IP address. In LinkedIn server IP address. So what is the DNS server will do? It put a contact list like a name and the related server's IP address. Now I want to open gmail.com. So sorry, gmail.com. From here, I open gmail.com. Request go to DNS server and gmail.com IP address. It returns IP address of it. So I can communicate gmail.com with IP address. Okay, simple guys. Your system having an IP address means your mobile having your own mobile number, same. When you are connecting to someone, simply you open contact list and you dial, right? It's like a DNS, name, number. Here it is, servers names and their IP addresses. So you want someone's IP address, some gmail.com IP address. Request go to DNS, we got that. Now, can you get something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here it is. So this is about a first one. This part is about a DHCP. This part about a DNS. This is about DNS. This is about DHCP. Simple words. Someone asked question, what is DHCP? DHCP will assign an IP address to our devices automatically. So either you should give an IP address manually or you should get an IP address from DHCP. So it is used to assign an IP address to our devices. What is DNS? Domain name system, which maps name to IP address. We need an IP address of certain servers. We know the name, but we don't know the IP address. So request go to DNS server. DNS server returns IP address of that server. Example, www.google.com. So you put www.google.com. You or your system don't know the IP address. Request go to the DNS server. The DNS server returns IP address of google.com. So you can able to communicate google.com with an IP address. So all communication with IP address. So this is what I'm trying to say. This covers so many things as compared to other things. Okay. So there is a lot of notes is there, of course, about basic requirements of things like what is the different cables we use in the network, what is a MAC address, what is these things. Okay, NICs up to here. This is all about part is related to the QB part. Okay, so yeah, it is for a future purpose. I put it. Maybe I will change it. So NICs, I will tell NICs tomorrow. Just read the cables, guys. Just only read the cable. So for creating connectivity, what we need for connectivity, We need NICs, cables, wirelessly also you are connecting, right? Hub switches, routers kind of stuff for connectivity. Protocols and protocols and logical addressing like IP addresses are for communication purpose. For a communication purpose. So here it is, different type of cables used for connectivity. Coaxial cables, twisted pair cables, um, twisted pair cables, okay, and fiber optical cables. So these are the different type of cables we use in the network. If you can able to read, I can give it to you directly. Just you can read how it is look like. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, I will tell no harm. So whatever one here, small gap is. This is a coaxial cable, guys. Just lightly I will tell, but you will read it. So there is a center wire. You can see there is a center wire. This is the main wire for a main signal. Original signal passes through this center wire only. And there is, it is covered up with a mesh, copper mesh. What is the use of this mesh? It protects your signal, main signal, from the electromagnetic interference. It protects your main signal from electromagnetic interference. Okay. What is electromagnetic interference? Outside, there is a lot of electromagnetic signals are happening, right? Your mobile phone receiving a signal, it is electromagnetic signal. And outside these signals attracts to the metal, it disturbs, it create a noise, it create a crosstalk in your main signal. So what we are doing is here, we use to protect our main signal from electromagnetic interference, we put a mesh. These are the coaxial cable. Coaxial cable generally used in bus topologies. Okay. And nowadays, for main communication, we are not using for home or offices. We are not using these cables for internet purpose. But still, there is certain countries, even though it is a developed countries, uses these coaxial cables for both cable TV and internet. So one cable for both cable kind of connection, and then this kind of people means what we can say internet purpose. Okay. Next one is twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cable that contains like a pair of wires. It is cable which contains a pair of wires. Each pair of wire is twist each other. What is the use of twist? The twist reduces electromagnetic interference and increase data transmission speed. Means it reduces attenuations and increase data transmission speed. For a STP means shielded twisted pair cable is there. There is a shielding on these twisted pair cables which is actually protect from electromagnetic interference. And of course, there is another type of cables which is not having shielding. Unshielded twisted pair cables. Twisted pair cables, UTP, STP. Okay. In twisted pair cables, two types, UTP, STP. Unshielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted pair cable. The pair of wires twist each other. The pair of wires twist each other. Number of twists increases, attenuation decreases, speed of data transmission increases. In STP, there is a copper mesh which is used to protect from electromagnetic interference. Guys, STPs are very important. Sorry, twisted pair cables are important. UTP or STP is very important because it is called our LAN cables. In a LAN, we use in our home or offices, we use generally these twisted pair cables only, not coaxial cable not exactly fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cables also we are using, but purpose is little different, little different. Okay, it's not general cables. Okay, these twisted pair cables, UTP or STP cables are general cables, general LAN cables. Within the LAN, we use this one. So what is this? EMI, electromagnetic interference, causes crosstalk, which mixture of signals. So that is the point. Guys, again, you have to connect this cable, right? You have a desktop or a laptop. You want to connect with this cable. So what is that connector is required? RJ45 connector, RJ45 socket. If you see, this is the RJ45 socket. And this is RJ45 connector. What is RJ? Registered jack. Generally, these cables comes with a 4-pair cables. Pair means 2. Means each cable contains 8 wires. Generally, it contains 8 wires. Some cables are having a 4 wires only. That is because of some cable networks to reduce their cost, they removed 4 wires. Because we need only 4 wires to communicate. We don't require all 8 wires to communication. Only we need for data transmission purpose, we need only 4 wires for data transmission purpose. So general, but still it is having 8 wires. Some cables are having 4 wires only. Still no problem because we need 4 wires required to communicate in data communication. And each wire is color coded. So you can see here it is. There is an orange color, blue color, green color, brown color. And there is a pair wire. You can see orange color, white orange. Here you can see easily white orange, green, white green, blue, white blue, brown, white brown. So these are the different color wires are there. And these wires, cables, see this is the LAN cable or a patch cable. Do not, no difference guys, LAN cable or a patch cable. So these cables are different categories are there. Currently we are using Cat6 and above. Cat6, Cat6e, Cat7 cables we are using, but most of the cables we are currently using Cat6 only. Okay. Or here it is important Cat5, Cat5e, Cat6. These are the more cables we are using. Category 1 cable is old telephone cables. You can see if you know any old telephone backside of the telephone cables, you can see that is 2-pair wire RJ11 type of connection, that is Cat1 cable. And there is a lot of Cat2, Cat3, Cat4, Cat5, Cat5e, Cat6. As I remember and as I refer some textbooks I'm giving. But if you check in different materials, different speed limits are there. Okay. Cat6, why? Because 1 Gbps data transmission speed. These are the tools we use in a cable making and testing. You need a patch cable. You need this kind of patch cable. Either you can buy a patch cable directly from the market or you can make your own patch cable. How to make patch cable? We need a crimping tool. We need a RJ connector and put these wires into this connector and press the with a crimping tool. So you want to really see how it is, you can try some YouTube videos. This is testing tool. Guys, we connect a cable. I have a desktop or laptop. I connect the cable to that wall mount or maybe to the switch, to the hub I connected, but connection is not showing. So cross mark. Some communication is not happening properly. Our connection is not establishing properly. What to do? Test the cable. If cable having a problem, so you cannot able to connect, you can't able to communicate. So how to test a cable? You need a these testing devices. Cable testers are required. So you have to test it. Of course, in a cables also there is straight through crossover, rollover type of cables are there. So that's the point. Okay. I will go to the last one, that is a fiber optical cables. Then we will see tomorrow morning. cables. Okay. Next one is fiber optical cables. What is fiber optical cables? The cable does not contain any of metals inside. It is made up of glass. So no metal, no electromagnetic interference. The data transmission here is not a copper cable, so no electrical signals. Not a copper cable. UTP, STP, coaxial cables are copper cables. This is glass. The signal is light waves. Signal is light waves. And what is the use of these fiber optic cables, guys? It is very long distance communication, very high speed data transmission. Of course, we do not use this for a LAN communication purpose. What is the use? We use it for a long distance communication, heavy data transmission purpose. It is cheaper as well as a costly kind of stuff. Okay, not for regular LAN communication. In a server rooms, SAN storages, storage related, core routers, core routing related, data centers kind of stuff. Okay, heavy data bandwidth requirement. Those places we use it. Of course, we are actually getting internet through our fiber optical cables only. If you put a ocean fiber cables. See, this is under ocean fiber optical cables. Recently there is some wars are going on. Certain countries giving a warning that if war is continuous, we're going to cut this underwater cables. Okay, but only very big countries can able to do that one. Recently, I have seen some videos on YouTube. Okay, see this? That this is a country map. So how the cables are connected from one country to another country, one continent to another continent using this cables. So I have a global map. Somewhere it is gone. See this. There are special people are going inside and inspect these cables, installing the cables. Shark is trying to bite this cable. It's not much easy to damage because there is a heavy shielding on the each cable is there. Heavy shielding. And it is continuously connecting from one place to another place. Okay. There is given a website. There it is. Just your really real time you want to see, you can go to this link. Already I mentioned here. Go to this link, and there you can find it. Because I'm using mobile data, so I can't able to get it. Yeah, now we got it. See, guys, this is the whole global connection. See India. So how many connections are there in India? So this is India. So how many junctions? Chennai. Okay, like this. This is Mumbai. Is somewhere it is Pakistan, Bangladesh. So how it is? Fiber optical wise connected. Almost all 98, 99% of internet we are getting through Washmart, through the fiber optical cables. And these fiber optic cables, not only under versions, also in a server. They need a separate, they're having a separate adapters to connect fiber optical cables, different type of connectivities, separate switches are there. It is costlier when we are trying to use in a simple LAN network. The cost is always optimized, guys. For example, you want to go to the next street or maybe a 5 kilometer distance. Bike is optimal cost. You want to go to the 100 kilometers. Car is optimal cost. Means the cost you put it on a car is good as compared to bike. Okay. So bike is cheaper, but where it is suitable, small distances, 1 or 2 person traveling. Car is costly, but it is cheaper when you are going for more than 2 members and long distances. Okay, and driving. So like that, fiber optical cable is cheaper as well as costly. It is cheaper because of the material. It is costly because of the connectivity and other equipments and purpose. Okay, HBA post adapter. So this is about your cables. That is also I covered today. So tomorrow we'll see about what is a NIC, what is a NIC, what is MAC address, what is an IP address, and the different devices we use in the network. Also we will discuss, and if possible, I will discuss about OS layer. Anything? Anybody? Any questions?
Sir, just a quick review sir, what you have done.
Tell me again.
Just a quick review of what we have done today, sir.
Very good.
Possible.
So yeah, I told different topics. It is definitely is a kind. So anyway, we started only networking, not any other topic. So what is a network? Connection of two or more devices. What is networking? Communication between the interconnected devices. What is internetwork? Connection of two or more networks. What is internetworking? Communication between different networks. To connect a network or to create a internetwork, we need a devices. For a basic network, a LAN network, hub or switches is enough. But you want to connect to different networks, we need a internetworking device. This is nothing but our router. Okay, we can connect the devices different ways. So the way we are connecting a device is called a physical topologies. Different physical topologies are available. Okay, bus topology, ring topology, mesh topology, and star topology. This is a star topology which is connecting all the devices to a single centralized device called hub and switches. Easy to configure, easy to troubleshoot, no redundancy, but we can able to scale it. If any device, okay, that much is not required. Okay, I'm just overview I'm giving. Okay, so each protocol, which one you have to find, make it simple. Okay, type of LANs also we discuss. LAN type of networks: LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN, local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, personal area network, home area network, and different area networks are there. But important is 4 networks only. LAN is a local area network, private network within the room or floor kind of stuff or within the building. Campus within the campus like a college campus, university campus, some organizations there, campuses within that buildings they can communicate. MAN, metropolitan within the city. WAN, it is a global network, global wise connectivity. So different in organization, different branches in different geographical locations, you can connect through WAN. This WAN connectivity over public. So like internet, if you are connecting for public, right, public kind of stuff, that is internet. And also we discuss intranet. Intranet is your LAN only private network. Internetwork is a global public. Okay. So, and also we discussed about a small office, home office. So originally you want to create a network and you want to communicate a network. What are the devices we are using? Hub and switches to connect the devices with wire, wireless access point to connect wirelessly, to create a WLAN, wireless LAN. Routers are to connect your LAN to your WAN using internetworking device. Modems are used to connect internet, okay, are used to connect ISPs. So if you are able to connect ISP, so then you can get internet. What is ISP? Internet service. But most likely our home offices, in home and offices, we are using simple Wi-Fi router. These Wi-Fi routers having a built-in modem. Guys, depends upon Wi-Fi router model, these things will be applicable. So be careful. So it contains a modem to connect ISP. Okay, for example, you have a Geo Wi-Fi router. So what is having? It contains a modem to connect ISP. You have a mobile phone, 4G network. So it contains a modem inside to connect internet with a 4G. 4G modem is there inside your mobile. Similarly, here your Wi-Fi router inside modem is there, which is used to connect ISP to get a internet. Router. So whatever the internet you are received from ISP to your modem, so to your router, okay. So the router is connect that internet to your local network. So how we can able to access that internet by connecting wireless access points and hubs, means which is built inside your Wi-Fi router. So your Wi-Fi router has act like a modem, router, wireless access point, hub wireless switch. And when you are communicating outside of your network, you need a default gateway. So your Wi-Fi router act like a default gateway, and also it is act like a DHCP server and as well as DNS server. And I explained, I didn't put anything for default gateway. Definitely I will tell. I told about to connect, to communicate in the network, need a connectivity first, next IP address and protocol. How to get an IP address? We'll get an IP address from DHCP server automatically. For my mobile phone or laptop or my desktop, when I connect in the network, if I have a DHCP server, I will get an IP address automatically. Otherwise, I have to configure manually. Without IP address, we cannot communicate. And all communications by IP address. But you are communicating to the certain things like with the names we are communicating, youtube.com, facebook.com, whatsapp.com, something like we are communicating with the names because we don't know the IP addresses. So you don't know the IP address, what DNS servers do, you ask DNS server what is the IP address of this particular server name, with a server name. So you will get an IP address of it, so you can communicate in. So simple terms only, I told. Even the devices, the working purpose of devices also in a simple manner. In depth, we will discuss. And also we discussed about cables, coaxial cables, twisted pair cables in twisted pair, UTP, STP. Unshielded twisted pair cables. Twisted pair cables having a 8 wires, 4 pair cable. Each pair is twist each other. And there is a connector, is RJ45 connector, RJ45 socket. Okay, so we are using Cat6 cable. The cable we call it as a patch cable or a LAN cable. And we discussed about a fiber optical cable. We're all getting internet from fiber optical cable under version cables only. And these fiber optic cables also used in server room, server to server communication, core network related places, storage related places where more high speed data transmission required, more bandwidth is required, very long distance is there. So there we use this fiber optical cables. Okay, and we are not using for regular LAN communication. Is it okay, guys? Just a quick review on it. Compulsory, read whatever we discuss so far. Everything is important point. Everything is definitely asked by your interviewer. So that's the point. Why these header options? Something got mixed up here. It's okay, normal. I have to repair this one. Something happened to this. Why is this every place this is happening? I will check this on that. Okay. Can I stop recording? No one is talking. Is it okay? Why? What happened?